put your captions on. Alrighty. Okay, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 29th, and we are doing 5th grade social studies today. Oh, sorry, 5th grade science today. I do have your tests prepared for you. You we'll be going, we're going to take the test on Friday, and it will be on, of course, energy in an ecosystem.
We don't have school on Friday. We don't have school on Friday, so
no, we're fun. That's a test day.
So do the test by ourselves.
On Friday. Friday is test day.
Yeah, Friday is RTI. Friday is just like RTI period that you had in school every day. It's there for several things. Number one, like if you need help with a teacher, we'll set up a meet time to meet and can help you one-on-one. And it's also a time to get caught up on what was going on during the week and take tests. Sometimes we'll have tests during class time. Sometimes we'll have tests in this format. But I think this time we'll try it on Friday. We could do a review for the test.
What about a Kahoot?
How about a Kahoot?
Yeah, I just did a Kahoot with 4th grade, and that worked out pretty well. I don't have a Kahoot ready for this, but I could get one maybe ready for tomorrow. See, I have to prepare the Kahoot ahead of time. So let's just do a couple. The main thing to study is to look into your look into your old social studies book, science book, and looking at the review at the end of the chapter. I also looked at the review at the end of the chapter in your new book too. So I did do that. Okay, let's go to what we were working on yesterday till I get this the way I wanted it. We didn't get finished with page 229, so let's finish up on page 229. That's in our new science book. Oh my gosh, I did your test and I don't see it here. Oh, wait, there it is.
Are we going to see our score?
For what?
For our test, are we going to go see our grade, what happened, and what we got?
What test? Which test, Lily?
You know, the gene test.
Yeah, I didn't get yours graded yet, but everybody else's is graded.
Okay.
So you will be able to see it in that assignment place where we did it. I'm sorry, I didn't get yours graded yet, but I'll do that today at some time. Okay. Okay, page 229. We stopped at scavengers. The seagulls are scavengers. We talked about scavengers. You need to know your definitions. Know what a scavenger is. Know what a decomposer is. You know that a scavenger is a consumer, which eats, but it eats dead organisms. A scavenger will look for dead things. So that's what they're saying the seagulls are. We're on letter F on page 229, and it looks like an eagle or a hawk. Can't tell the difference. It looks like it has the white front.
If you look up at the top, it says it's a hawk.
Okay, if you look up at the top. Oh, the answer's right there? Gee, that's too easy. All right, so, and they even give you the letter? Okay, so it would be the hawk is F. You're right, it's a hawk. Catch and eat prey that are smaller than they are, such as lemmings. So what would you say for this animal? What type of animal is this? Lily?
Number F, I would say, is a consumer.
It's a consumer. Very good. The next one is letter G. And as Pia said, you look up its Arctic hare. What would you call that? What would that be?
Sorry, what was the page?
229. Alex, what do you have for the letter G on that page?
Letter G.
Yes.
G is Arctic hare,
Yes.
and I put it's a scavenger because it gets stuff.
No, it's not a
Because it's
scavenger. Remember, the definition of scavenger is that it eats dead things. Rabbits do not eat dead things. A scavenger is a consumer that eats dead organisms. So would you change your mind now, Alex? Alex, I don't like talking to your ear, although that is good. Can you just push your computer around so it's showing you? It's not a scavenger. I disagree. What would be another choice you can make for a hare? You don't have, is it a producer? Is it a consumer? Is it a decomposer? What would you say? Alex?
Consumer.
Yes, I would put consumer there also. The next one is H, and H is grasses, are common in the diet of first level, and a rabbit would be your first level consumer. So you can even write on there, first level consumer. The hawk would be your second level consumer. Why is it a second level consumer, Pia?
Because it eats so a first level consumer eats straight from the producers. And then the second level, because hawk it's because it's eating what eats the producers.
Okay. And you'll need to know that for the test on Friday that so the hawk would be a second level consumer. It would eat the rabbit. Okay, so we're looking at the grasses. What would you say for grasses, Jack Friedenberg? Triple J?
For grasses, I'd say oh wait, no. Not consumer, producer.
Producer. And I, which is more grass. Oh wait.
No,
No,
that was
I is
lemon.
not more. Put that lemon there. Grant, what do you have for the lemming?
1 second.
Aren't you on the right page yet, Grant? We're almost done with this page.
No, I think I'm on the wrong page.
229.
Okay.
We're at the lemming, letter I.
Lemming, I go. Okay, I said each producer. First
So
level
you-
consumer. I can't think of what
So
it
I'm
is.
assuming you don't have this page done. You do not have it done?
I do. I have it done. I just did it wrong.
What did you write for I? What's written there next to I?
I mixed up the instructions. I think, and the answer I think is it's the straight from the producers.
And well, what do you have written on the line? Do you have producer or do you have something else?
but I don't have the right one at all. I think it's producer.
What I know what you're saying, but tell me what you wrote on the line. What did you write? I want to know what you think at first you thought.
I thought it was consumer.
Okay. Producer is correct.
Is this letter I?
Yes. Oh, no.
But letter I is lemming.
Oh, letter I is lemming, so it's not a producer. It's a consumer. What does the lemming eat, Grant? It's kind of confusing because it's right there.
Lemon eats. Yeah, lemon eats producers. Lemmings eat animals that I don't know.
An animal isn't. What does a lemming eat? Anybody know? Someone else unmute your mic and tell Grant what a lemming eats. Pia?
A lemming eats producers, so like grass.
Seeds, grass. So a lemming eats producers. It is a consumer. It's a first level consumer. Okay, and the last one is J, and J is Arctic flowers. And Lily, what do you have for J? Lily Torres, what do you have for J? Unmute your mic. Your mic's muted, Lily. Okay, there you go.
Producer.
It is a producer. You're correct. Okay, let's, we're gonna kind of get started on our next part of our study here. So I want to go to your old book, page 206. No, we did that already. Page 218. Go to page 215 in your old book, 215. On page 214 and 215, this is in the old textbook. We're going to start looking at how organisms survive in an ecosystem. And some of the things they'll be talking about are population, community, competition, adaptations, symbiosis, relationship between different kinds of organisms, predator and prey. Many of those terms are familiar. Symbiosis is something we haven't talked about. So that's, we're going to work on this lesson, and then we're going to be done with our study of animals. And so I'd like to read on pages 218 and 219 about the interaction of animals. Okay, so does somebody feel like reading today on page 218? Go ahead,
Sure.
Greg.
Okay. Interactions in nature. In the last chapter, you learned about different kinds of ecosystems. You also learned that ecosystems include many kinds of plants and animals. All the organisms of one kind in an ecosystem are called a population. For example, a pond ecosystem might have populations of frogs, water lilies, insects, duckweed, and protists.
Okay.
Population.
Stop. Hang on a minute. So with your owl pellets, you probably are seeing that what type of population first level consumers your owl ate. Your owl would be your second level consumer. What kind of populations are you seeing? Does anybody have Grace, you had quite a few. Your owl. And Lily and I looked up how often a owl makes an owl pellet. And what was it, Lily? 6 hours? In 6 hours, it could make an owl pellet and get rid of it. So
In 6 hours, it would make 2 to 3, they said.
Yeah, and I was shocked because I thought, oh, a couple days, but no. Go ahead. What, Grace, what were some of your findings on your population?
Um, well, either the population where my rodent lived was huge, or my owl got lucky because
Yeah.
I had a pretty big owl pellet that had 6 rodents in there, and
Okay.
it was actually a vole family. I looked it up. I checked everything: the skull, the shapes of the bones. It is definitely a vole family.
I would, and are you finding, was there some difference in sizes? Do you think they found a nest?
Yes.
They found a
Oh my
nest of
gosh,
babies?
yes. There was like a baby skull and like one big skull that was intact. That one's like the best one. And then the other 4 skulls, like middle-ish. But I would say I got definitely a baby because I found ribs like less than a millimeter long.
Wow.
And yeah, so I found like a lot of different shapes of bones, and I actually have like 5-10 bones that I cannot identify. They're really weird shapes.
Wow. That's interesting. You'll have to show them to us. I don't know if we'll be able to see them when you present, but
Remember the last time I told you
My
I
mom-
had like a bunch of like tiny bone like flake things that
yeah.
what do you think those were part of? So I know which part, so I know what they should have been part of.
Do you think they're bone or cartilage?
I don't know. I think they might be part of the skull because I did find a piece of bone that looked like part of it broke off, and it kind of looked like the front of a skull.
You have 2 parents there in the medical field. They studied bones. Get your 2 parents to look at it and help you. They'd be more of an expert than I would on that. Tell your dad I said he's to help you do your homework and identify those bones. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see if it works.
Yeah, have them look at it and see if they can help you. Great. Go ahead and read the next part of that page.
Okay. Populations living and interacting with each other form a community. For example, in a pond community, some insects eat plants. Then frogs eat insects. Another part of an ecosystem is the physical environment, which includes the sun, air, and water. The soil and climate are also part of the environment. Populations interact with the environment. Plants grow in sunlight and take water and nutrients from soil. Fish and frogs live in water that birds and other animals drink. To survive, each population needs a certain amount of food, water, shelter, and space. They need to meet their basic needs. The challenge of meeting these needs leads to competition, a kind of contest among populations. Populations often compete for the same source of food. For example, alligators and snapping turtles both eat fish. When there isn't too much food, individuals of the same population compete with each other. Too little food leads to increased competition. Increased competition limits the number of organisms that can share an ecosystem. For this reason, food is a limiting factor. It limits the size of a population, and to survive and compete in an ecosystem, animals have developed many kinds of adaptations. An adaptation is a characteristic that helps an organism compete in an ecosystem. A turtle survives the winter by burrowing into the mud. A tiger's coloring enables it to sneak up on its prey. Some plants smell so bad that animals won't eat them. All of these characteristics are adaptations.
Okay. So basically, this page kind of introduced what a population is, a community, and how animals compete in a community. You see it on the chart there. It says counting the survivors. You have sea turtle, bald eagle, trout. This graph shows the average number of young produced and the number that survived the first year. What can you say about the survival rates compared to the number of young produced? You can see that green sea turtles, we know, produce a lot of young. The green is the number of young they produce, and the red is the number that survive. You see how many survive of the sea turtles. Remember we talked about how they have hundreds of eggs at one time? Look at the bald eagle. Very
They have like 5 a year, and they only have like 5, and then like only one of those survive.
yeah.
That's why
Um,
they're so endangered, right?
the sea turtles. Um,
In the highlight,
The
they can have up
Eagle.
to 4,000
they-
eggs. Only like not even 50 of those survive. Why?
well,
How
if
is
you,
that happening?
if you look very close, it's I don't even think that's 5. It could be 5, but yes, unless survive. Yeah, they do not, they really have to protect their young, which eagles do. We know the sea turtles just let them, they're born and they go off on their own. They never really,
Eagles usually have like 3 young. So I mean, and it looks like it's pretty low, so it could be around like 3 or
a year. So this is for a year. So yeah, so say that green there is 3. It looks like maybe 1 to 2 may survive, 1 or 2 survive. You're lucky if 1 out of the 3 survive. So they have to be really protective of their animals. Look at the trout. Look at how many eggs they produce and how many survive. They produce a lot of eggs. Okay, I would say just review for your test on Friday. Go over the end of the review pages in both of those books. Will help you with the test. What we talked about today will help. And for homework, I would ask you to get these vocabulary words written down so you have them to study. And I won't check them tomorrow. I'll check them on Monday. So if you're busy
real
with
quick
other
on
things.
250.
On 218 and 219, those vocabulary words. Pages 218 and 219. Okay? There's 4 words: population, community, competition, and adaptation.
You mean 215 to 214?
218 to 219. That's what we just read, Irfan.
I think
218.
that's probably because you're reading from that book. On our book it says 214, 215 for population, community, competition, adaptation, symbiosis.
No, but they're on the page that she read, 218 and 219. That's what we just got done looking at the chart on those pages. Okay. So that's where you want to look to kind of add to your definitions. Okay. Okay. So Irfan, oh, he just clicked off. Okay. Well, I hope he comes on Friday. Alex, come see me Friday, and at this time, and I will help you at your regular class time.
11:30 Friday. 11:30 Friday.
Someone's asking you, Irfan, you're going to come in at this time to work on your inherited trait.
You mean 11:30 Friday? Yes.
11:30. Well, you can come at this time.
Okay. So 11.
No, at the beginning of our normal class time at 10:30. I'll meet with you. 10:30. Okay. I'll put it in 10:30. Irfan. Okay. Okay. See you guys.